Good afternoon, good evening, rather. I am so excited that you took time out of your busy schedule to join me on tonight. I am excited, as always, to share the word of the Lord. I have been in his presence all day. Many of you have been in fasting and consecration with me. I have had an amazing time with the Lord on today. Hey, Hosea, my babies. Hey, y'all. Hey. I see them over there on. Hey, Crystal from the other room. I see everybody over there on YouTube, the Mitchells. I see Hosea. So I know that Dion and all my babies are on there over there. So God bless you all. Thank you for joining me. Listen, being in the house of the Lord. I miss it. Hi, Deacon Talbert. So good to have you with us on tonight. I am so excited about this word of the Lord on tonight. As always, I have just been, oh God, me and the Lord just had, the girls said, I'm pretty sure, hey Maya, the girls told me, I'm pretty sure you have gotten on the Lord's nerve since this snow, because I'm telling you, I have been in his presence like you would not believe. I'm so excited just about having the time to just steal away with him. And as I was stealing away, y'all know I always got to share something hot off the press. Hi, Keisha, Minister Keisha. I was studying today, and the Lord kept telling me that he wanted to show or share more with me about Joshua. And I kept saying, well, I know the story of Joshua. I mean, okay, Moses, my servant, is dead. I get it. Okay. So hi, Deacon Harrison, Minister Harrison. And so I was over there studying that and thinking about it. And if you know me, whenever he impressed something on my spirit, I always know it's more to this. Okay, Lord, what is it? So I went to get one of my, because when I study. I have like 4 different translations of the Bible. I love the Amplified, the NIV, of course, the King James. That's when I want to get real deep and I want to say, goest thou thither, I'll break out the King James. Certain scriptures just read better in the King James. But anyway, I had out my Amplified, my King James, my NIV, my Good News, the Living. So I got all these different translations. But I happened to find this. I don't want to lose my page because I do want to read something to y'all. So this Bible, I'm trying to turn it so y'all can see, that was actually gifted to me. It was gifted to me, came with a little, all this stuff that my daughter told me, we're going to see how long that's going to last. But it was actually gifted to me about actually a year ago, with all the tabs in it and really nice Bible. And I was like, this is nice. So I started, y'all not being extra. So I started studying it, and it is actually the Christian Standard Bible. It reads to me a lot like the NIV. It reads a lot like that. Don't forget the Message Bible too. That's when I want to get gangster with y'all. I go Messenger Bible. But anyway, so this particular translation here, I was the Lord just kept dealing with me about Joshua. So I said, let me just start over. Let me backtrack. And I started dealing with Joshua. And I kept saying, what is it about Joshua? What are you trying to show me about Joshua? And then it kind of, after I started reading chapter 1, and I was reading chapter 1, what it says, Moses, my servant, is dead. Now you and all the people prepare to cross over the Jordan to the land I'm going to give you, Israelites. Verse 3, I have given you every place where the sole of your foot treads, just as I have promised Moses. Your territory will be from the wilderness. And it goes on talking about how large his territory will be. Then he says, no one will be able to stand against you as long as you live. I will be with you just as I was with Moses. I will not leave you or abandon you. So by this time, the light bulb is going off. And I'm like, wait a minute. Because I remembered when I was called into the office, not the gift, the office of the prophet. That was like a whole nother calling for me. And when I was called into the office of the prophet, I began to be drawn so strongly to the prophet Elijah. And I studied Elijah every which way I could study. I studied his mental status, the way he was, the way he thought, the way he moved, the miracles. how he moved with God, how God spoke, how he obeyed. And so I dissected Elijah to the point my initial sermon was about Elijah wanting to die on a juniper tree. But anyway, I studied him to the point until I just knew everything about him. And so when I started reading Joshua, I was like, wait a minute, what's going on here? And when I started reading where he said, I have given you every place where the sole of your foot shall tread, just as I promised Moses. Your territory, listen to this part, your territory will be from the wilderness and Lebanon to the great river, the Euphrates, all the land of all the ites and the western Mediterranean Sea. No one will be able to stand against you. And I said, wait a minute, that's international. Y'all catching it? So I kept reading. And then it get down and it says, I will not abandon you. I will not leave you. Be strong and be courageous, for you will distribute the land I swore to your ancestors to give them as an inheritance. Above all, be strong and be very courageous to observe carefully the whole instruction my servant Moses commanded you. Do not turn from it to the right nor to the left. And I said, this is explaining my love for the word of God, because I've always loved to study it, but since I became pastor, it has ignited something in me. So this was more like me reading my call and getting a whole nother revelation about, whoa, wait a minute. What are we doing? Because I know when God started, he said international. I know when God said, you're going to go all over the land. You're going to do all these things. Your voice is going to go places. Your feet, y'all already know the ministry is up. We all in Pakistan. We all in all parts of Africa and all these different places, all in Israel. Sold out is being mentioned. And so I'm like, wait, that's international. He said, yes. And so then I went back and he said, but you have to stick to the word. Don't go to the left. Don't go to the right. So everything I preach, teach, eat, breathe, sleep is the word. Sold out is founded on prayer and the word. Those two things, that alone. And so he said, do not turn from it to the right nor to the left, and you will have success wherever you go. This book of instruction must not depart from your mouth. You are to meditate on it day and night, so that you may carefully observe everything written in it. Sold out life. Do y'all hear this tonight? I don't know if this is blessed. You say this is blessed to me. If you are a disciple of Sold Out by now, you ought to be like, whoa, because this is saying, listen, this is like our call. It's saying, Moses, my servant, is dead. Now you and all the people, not just Dr. 3. Do y'all hear this? You and all the people prepare to cross over the Jordan, and you're about to step into something. Listen, and then he's saying, and if you eat my word, live my word, meditate on my word, dissect my word, everything you do, I'm going to bless it. He said, everything, listen, when you study the word, because y'all heard me start out talking about how all these different translations of the Bible that I have, that's what you call studying the word. Not just saying, oh, well, let me just get a Bible and just trying to figure out. No, get the one that you can understand. Get different translations. Get commentaries. This is how you study. And this is why I love the word like I do, because to me, it's like, it just comes alive. It's just like, oh, and I'll be like, I was going to get on here at 12 o'clock so bad today, but I had a team meeting and I was just like, oh, Lord, I got to share this word with them. And it says, this book of instruction must not depart from your mouth. You are to meditate on it day and night, so that you may carefully observe everything written in it. For then you will prosper and succeed in whatever you do. If you dissect this word, eat it, breathe it, live it, sleep it. He said, everything you do will prosper. You will succeed. And then he repeats, haven't I commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not, listen to this, y'all. Do not be afraid or discouraged, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. And did y'all notice that he kept repeating it to Joshua? Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. Why is he repeating that? Because the time is going to come. And I started in chapter 1. I got all the way to like chapter 7. I said, you know what? I need to stop. I need to stop because I'm getting too deep in it and I'm running out of time and I got to get ready for the night. But listen, he told him, he repeated it multiple times in that one chapter. And I'm not even done with chapter 1. This is just verses 1 through 9. He says, do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. Why did God keep telling Joshua that? Because he knew the time is going to come, Joshua, you're going to be afraid. The time is going to come, Joshua, you're going to get discouraged. But don't, y'all, because there's been times can I be honest? I've been discouraged. I've been like, that Lord, wait, I know. Because I ain't even want to do this. I ain't asked you for this. That's always my thing. I ain't asked you for this. I ain't asked you to be no prophet. All I wanted to do was sing in the choir, and I couldn't even do that right. So I kept getting caught up and speaking in tongues. They ushered me right on up. Listen, I didn't ask you for all this. I didn't ask you to be no prophet. I definitely didn't ask you to be no pastor. I didn't even want to be a preacher. I just wanted to be saved. And I wanted to sing in the choir. That was my thing. And so it's been times I have gotten discouraged because my thing was I didn't ask you for this. So why all this extra stuff that's coming? I shouldn't have to deal with this. Am I the only one that's been there? But he reminded Joshua, he says, when that time comes, remember this. Don't you be afraid. Don't you be discouraged. For the Lord your God is with you. Y'all better drop that in the chat. The Lord my God is with me. Ooh, Jesus. It says, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. Do y'all hear this? Wherever you go, he's with you. Watch this. And the thing that I love about this, he tells Joshua in Joshua 1:6, 7 through 9 to be encouraged. And y'all, I like this Bible because then it breaks. Well, y'all can't see it, but then it breaks down. Somebody gifted me this too. I need to see who it is that gifted me this and thank them again. But it breaks down like what the history in it. Y'all know I want to know why you said what you said. What was everybody? You know, I'm just like, I want to know everything about what happened before it happened, when it happened, after it happened. How was everybody feeling? What was this person? I want to know all. That's why my studies I go down the rabbit hole. And listen, so it says the Lord's presence was the reason for Joshua's courage. Do y'all hear this? Do you hear this, Miss Joyce? It says the only reason why Joshua had courage was because the Lord was with him. Woo! The only reason why Joshua had courage to lead them people, because God was with him. Y'all know when I saw that, I was done. I said, I knew I was his girl, but now I just got some more ammunition. So listen, that was your little part 1 of Bible study tonight. So let's get into this word. We were talking about, if you were not on this live last night, you have to go back and catch it so you know what we're doing, because this is part 2. Tonight is actually part 2. We're talking about Joshua crossing over Jordan, and after he crossed over, what happened? Because we crossed over, we talked about it last night. We crossed over, was it December 31st? We was all, God gonna do it, God. And he said we was gonna have multiple births and all this stuff. And we crossed over, we were so excited about it. Then all hell broke loose. I told y'all last night, thieves don't break into empty houses. The reason why the enemy is coming at you and throwing the whole sink seem like at you right. Okay, let me calm down. Calm down real good. I'm trying to calm myself. The reason why the enemy is coming at you with everything he got, because hell is nervous. Because you done figured out, if God be for my shit, if God be for me, who can be against me? There be more for me than against me. You have realized, watch this here, that you have realized that heaven is backing me. And just like today, I just read this, God just gave us another indication. He said, wherever you go, you're going to succeed. Why? Because I'm with you. Okay, y'all. So let me calm down. And the thing I love about this, because I'm trying to, some people the names look new to me, so I'm trying to catch them up, but they may have to go back and catch the live from last night. That we learned that Joshua, he circumcised the people, they had the Passover, and he said, but y'all still ain't ready. And God reminds Joshua, he said, that circumcision, that Passover, yeah, y'all crossed over the Jordan, I did all that, but all that was to get you ready to take Canaan. Woo-hoo-hoo. What can I help y'all tonight? Everything you went through 2025 and January was to get you ready to possess everything that he promised to you in February. Okay. in February. February is your month, because y'all just dropped in the chat. February is my month to tear down walls. February is my month that these walls gonna fall. February is my month to recover it. Okay, y'all put it on prophetic tonight. So let's get in this. I am so excited. So we learned on last night that the thing that got the Canaanites, watch this here, is they had heard about them Israelites. They heard about the God of the Israelites. So they were immediately afraid. Oh God, they were immediately afraid. Could it be? Okay. Could it be that all hell is breaking loose against you because the enemy has heard about your God? Okay, y'all. The enemy, Tamika, watch this. The enemy done heard about what God has done for you. Watch this, Tracy. Watch this, Kanisha. The enemy has heard about the testimonies that God brought you through this. He brought you through that. He healed this. He healed that. The enemy has already heard that you are overcomer. So hell is nervous. Okay, y'all. So hell is nervous. So what does he do? Satan, and he tries to throw everything at you he can because he know I'm losing my ground. Miss Joyce, he said, I know I'm losing my ground because of Miss Joyce stepped into what I told her to be, a whole nation coming behind her. I can't afford for that to happen. Okay, I'm going to calm myself down. Okay, okay, watch this here. Says, so the Canaanites got scared because they heard about them Israelites. The Canaanites got scared because they said, you know what? We done heard about their God parting Red Seas. Do y'all know? See, y'all, I got time tonight. School is canceled again tomorrow. Look, won't God do it? Listen. So when they crossed over the Jordan River, listen. And y'all, when I was reading this today, I started thinking about, because y'all know, well, many of y'all know, I got baptized in the Jordan River in December, and I was thinking about how cold the water was for some odd reason. I was thinking about how cold that water was. So then I started thinking, well, I wonder when the priest stepped in there first, how cold was the water? Because they didn't stand there a long time for all them people to cross over. Because listen, so the waters was raging. When you read the Bible, read the Bible. So the waters was raging. So Joshua steps in, then he tell the priest to step in. He said, when the priest step in, the water gonna calm down so we can cross. Y'all look at God. The water gonna calm down so we can cross over. And then when all these thousands of people cross over, so could you imagine how long them priests stood there in that water? When they got out the water started back right. Y'all, what a mighty, can y'all just drop this in there? What a mighty God we serve. Oh, Lord, I love this word. So listen, so it says here, so they had heard about, oh God, I love you. The Canaanites had heard about this God that the Israelites served, and they became scared. And they lived in Jericho was one of the most fortified cities. But they said that ain't enough. We got to fortify some more. We don't know about them Israelites. We already heard they'd have been sending people over here to spy out the land. We already heard. So they became afraid. Can I tell y'all, Satan is nervous because he done heard about what God does for you. He done heard. What God, watch this, mama. They done heard that you God's favorite. They done heard that you God's girl. They done heard that you God's guy. And he like, oh, wait a minute. Watch this, Erica. So then let me speed up. Let me get down here. Says, let me read. So my scripture, like y'all, I'm just so wanting to get into this word so bad. So my scripture for the night is Joshua 6. We read 1-5 last night. So 1-5 is now that the gates of Jericho were securely barred because of the Israelites. They secured it because of them Israelites. No one could get in and out. Then the Lord said to Joshua, see, I have delivered Jericho into your hand, along with its kings and its fighting men. Everything that's been locked up behind them walls, Joshua, I'm about to give it to you. Who is this for tonight? Everything you've been fasting, praying, believing God for, he said, I'm about to give it to you. I don't care that it's locked up. I don't care that you've been coming after all this time. They be able to get. I don't care if the city is fortified. I don't care what they got blocking you. Listen, I'm telling you, you follow my instructions. I'm going to give that. Not only will I give, he says, listen, I have delivered Jericho into your hands, along with the king and the fighting men. Everything that was up against you, I'm about to give it to you. Because see, Joshua just said, we just need to take over Jericho. He's not going to give you the Jericho. I'm going to give you the kings. I'm going to give you the people that war with. I'm going to give you everything. Woo, all you got to do, Joshua, do it my way. Who is this for tonight? Drop this in the chat. I got to do it God's way. And so then he says, we dealt with marching around last night. He said, verse 3, march around the city once with all the armed men. Do this for 6 days. This is why we're in 7-day fast. We on day 1 today. Listen, it says, march around the city once with all the armed men. Do this for 6 days. Have 7 priests carry trumpets of ram's horns and in front of the ark on the 7th day, which is going to be Sunday. Sunday, I told you, y'all better make your way to the house. It better not snow again. Make your way to the house Sunday. Sunday going to be day 7, and we going all the way. Okay, we going all the way up. Says here, on the 7th day, march around the city 7 times with the priests blowing the trumpets. When you hear them sound a long blast, God bless you, Jennifer. God. On the trumpets, have the whole army when they blow that last long blast, have everybody in there to shout, and the wall about to come down. Y'all, when they shout, the wall coming down. Watch this. So it says, and we dealt with this last night. I'm trying to find my spot for tonight. That we dealt with this on last night. Watch this. Then verse 6 through 7 says, then Joshua the son of Nun called the priests and said to them, take up the ark of the covenant and let 7 priests bear 7 trumpets of ram's horns before the ark of the Lord. And he said to the people, proceed and march around the city and let him who is armed in advance before the ark of the Lord. When they marched around the city, watch this, y'all, they had to march in silence. They had to march. I'm gonna get to this because I'm trying to find where I want to go tonight, because I feel like this about to be so powerful. Watch this. Says, then Joshua the son of Nun called the priests. Joshua communicated, watch this, because this was an unusual plan. We dealt with this last night. This plan was unusual because Joshua said, we're not going under, we're not going over the wall, we're going to march, watch this, around the wall. And the power, y'all got to be, if you wasn't on here last night, you got to go back here. The power in them marching around, go ahead and drop in the chat in all caps, around, in all caps, around. The power in them marching around is because they did not have no blind spots. If I would have went under, I couldn't see what was on top. If I would have went through, I couldn't see what was on each side. But if I march around, I don't have any blind spots and I can see everything. To you tonight, watch this, Jennifer Michelle. You would not have any blind spots this month. Jesus, you would not have any blind spots. Watch this, Jazz. You would not have any blind spots this month. Not gonna catch you off guard. Ooh, not gonna sneak up from behind. Not gonna overtake you. He said, you're gonna march around. Watch this, so there won't be any blind spots. You're gonna be able to see everything. Listen. Then he says, watch this. He says they had to circle. Listen, the plan was unusual. This is why Joshua had to explain it to the priest first. It was a normal practice. Watch this. Normally, you would carry, it was a normal practice to carry the Ark of the Covenant in battle. It wasn't normal. You don't take the Ark of the Covenant in battle. Woo! Watch this. This is going to bless y'all. You do not. He said it was not normal for him to be telling him, we're going to take the Ark of the Covenant with us. Huh? You know, the priest probably had a whole, we don't do that now. But what was you doing? Come with this new stuff, Joshua. Wait a minute. So it says, it wasn't normal to carry the Ark of the Covenant in battle. Yet, in some sense, this wasn't even a battle. Do y'all hear this, Titus? I know this blessing you. Joshua said, I know we don't normally do this when we go in battle, but I'm basing this on what I'm shitting. Oh God, watch this, Teresa. I'm basing this on what the Lord has told me. The Lord already watch this, Arthur. The Lord already told me I'm about to take it out. So I'm not sweatless victory. I'm about to go in here and recover everything. I'm gonna get what was promised to me and then some. I'm gonna get some stuff that I didn't even know I was gonna get. He says, so therefore we're not going into battle. So we can take the Ark of the Covenant with us because this is a fixed fight we already won. Who am I talking to tonight? Says, watch this. This is not a battle. Ooh, Jesus. This is not a battle. Joshua said, no, y'all. Don't get twisted. We ain't going to battle. We ain't gonna fight. We marching around. Watch this. And when we march around, we ain't even talking. Ain't nothing to talk about here. We just march. Woo, Jesus. We just marching. Ain't nothing to talk about. Says here, watch this. Says, in some sense, that this wasn't a battle, it was a declaration. They were proving a point. God, I love you. He says us marching around is not a battle. He said we marching around to prove a point. It says this was a declaration of God's authority over Jericho and the coming triumph. He said we marching around, we proving a point. We ain't got to say nothing. We ain't got to get our weapons. We're just going to take the Ark of the Covenant. I'm going to deal with it later. We're going to take the Ark of the Covenant with us, and we're going to march around. Don't nobody make a sound. Josh told me, don't you say nothing. Don't you open your mouth. Watch this. Says, circling the city walls of Jericho over 7 days as God commanded would speak to Israel. Watch what this meant to them. It meant, listen to this. This is going to bless y'all. Trust God even when it don't make sense to you. Can y'all help me preach tonight? Trust God these 7 days right here. We're on day one. Trust God when it don't even make sense to you. I don't know why we march around this wall. As big as this wall is, I don't know how we're going to get over it. I don't know how we're going to get through. I don't even know what we're doing. We're just going to march around it anyway. Watch this. Says it meant to put God first. 3, it meant to exalt him. Watch this. 4, it meant to trust that God going to do what he said. Do y'all hear this? Says, why they circling the city, God is telling them. He says, I'm speaking to you and I'm letting you know, watch this, to trust me when it don't make sense, to keep me first, to exalt me, and to trust me to do what I said. He says, that's the point I'm making while you walking. Ooh, do y'all hear this week? All week, trust him when it don't make sense. Keep him first. Exalt him above your circumstance, your situation. He is still God on the throne. Watch it. And 4, trust him to do what he said. He cannot lie. Watch this. And then it says, it was also, listen to the priestly assignment. This isn't a normal battle. The ark will be prominent and you gonna carry it. Priest, listen to the priest assignment. The ark is the central focus of this thing. Priest, I need you to carry it. Watch this. You will need to trust the Lord even as you did when you crossed the Jordan River. He said, I'm requiring that same trust. Circle the city walls of Jericho over 7 days as God commanded would also speak to Jericho, to your enemy. He said, the priest, y'all supposed to carry the ark. He said, but not only am I ministering to y'all while y'all walking, he said, I'm sending a message to Jericho at the same time. Watch this. Says, Israel, the covenant people of God, are not afraid of you. He said, just because they marching around. He said, but understand this. My children are not afraid. So what do you think is happening all week? God is letting Satan know. Oh, they ain't scared. They ain't never scared. Says, watch this. Says that they are not afraid of you. Watch this. This is another message he was sending. One, they not afraid of you. 2, pay attention to what they doing. They circling you. In other words, they running circles around you. Do y'all hear this tonight? He said, prophetically, they running circles around you and you don't even know it. Listen, it says they are proclaiming the greatness of their God, which is me. While they going around, they running circles around you. While they going around, they proclaiming who their God is. While they going around, they letting you know they ain't scared. I dropped this in the chat. You're running circles around the enemy. Listen, says, and he said to the people, Joshua had to tell the people, because what they were asked to do was unusual. Asking you to fast. After some of us just, not me, but some people just finish a 21-day fast, and then hear Dr. 3 come talking, but let's do 7 days. I just did 21. I mean, what? What I'm fasting for now? I mean, we in February now. Everybody else did that. But we're not like it. We're not like them. We're not like everybody else. We don't do it because it's tradition. We fast when God say fast. Joshua had to explain to the people, because what he was asking them to do was unusual. This wasn't the way they normally conquered a wall. You listen, this is not the normal way that they conquered a wall, by circling it and being quiet. Woo, Jesus. We want God to do all this supernatural stuff. We want to do things the same way we've been doing it for 15 years. He said it ain't working. So I need you to do something different. I need you to do exactly what I'm saying, even though it sounds crazy to you. Oh, God. Listen, it says, and the people marched around Jericho. The people marched around Jericho may have only been soldiers and priests. Listen, it says, but since these were the same people, watch this, y'all. The same people that's marching around quiet. We talked about last night what a soldier really is. That's supposed to be us. So the only people that's marching around that wall of Jericho were soldiers and priests. Listen, it says, these were the same ones who later attacked and took the city. Same people. It's marching around. It's the same people that attacked and took everything. Y'all, that attacked and took, they recovered all. Same people. Watch this. It says, and the majority, Joshua 6:20 says, and the majority of them were soldiers. Watch this. Verses 8-14. So it was when Joshua had spoken to the people that the 7 priests bearing the 7 trumpets of ram's horn before the Lord advanced and blew the trumpets. Watch this. If you have not tagged at least 10 people, share this on your page. I need you tagging and sharing, because we got to let people know that our God is still in control. We got to let people know, yes, it started out rough, but guess what? You're going to win. You're going to win. I need you to tag. I need you to share with at least 10 people. Says, verses 8-14. So it was when Joshua had spoken to the people that the 7 priests bearing the 7 trumpets of ram's horn before the Lord advanced, blew the trumpets, and the ark of the covenant of the Lord followed them. The armed men went before the priests who blew the trumpets, and the rear guard came after the ark. When the priests continued blowing the trumpets, now Joshua had commanded the people, saying, you shall not shout. Listen to this. You shall not shout or make any noise with your voice, nor shall a word proceed out of your mouth until the day I tell you to say something. For 6 days, don't you open your mouth. Talk too much. God gonna do it. We about to take the wall, honey. We about to cross over, honey. We about to. You talk too much. Says, you shall not shout or make any noise with your voice, nor shall a word proceed out of your mouth until the day I say to shout. Then you shall shout. So he had the ark of the Lord circle the city, going around it once. We on day 1. Went around it once. Then they came to the camp and they went to sleep. Let's deal with this day 1. Says, when Joshua had spoken to the people, Joshua did not hesitate to do everything the Lord told him. When Joshua gave him the commandment, and when God told Joshua what to tell the people, Joshua moved. That in 2026, when God speaks, you got to move. You can't be slack. You can't be slowful. You can't be dragging your feet about what God is telling you to do. Says Joshua did not hesitate to do what the Lord had told him to do. Listen to this. Delayed obedience is often by lack of faith. When you hesitate to do it, I don't know. Lack of faith. Well, God said, should I? I don't know. Lack of faith. Watch this. It said advance, and they blew the trumpets. God told Joshua to have the 7 priests carry the trumpets made of ram's horn. That's Joshua 6:4. It says, and they were to blow the horns as the procession walked around. The only thing you are hearing is no talking. You don't hear any human voices. You hear the sound, y'all. You hear the sound of the ram's horn. That sound made them nervous. Made the Canaanites nervous. They ain't saying nothing. They just walking around and blowing horns. I mean, what they doing that for? Watch this. It says, so he had the ark of the Lord circle the city, going around it once. Jericho was not a large city. Listen to this. They could easily march around the walls of the city in a day. As the people of Jericho saw the Israelites, watch this, silently marching around the city, they understood by the blowing of the trumpets. Watch this. They understood by the blowing of the trumpets that judgment was near. The blowing of the ram's horn meant judgment. And I'm going to teach this about the ram horn. Y'all see it behind me. I'm going to teach this, that the different sounds mean different things. You have a sound of victory. You have a sound of judgment. You have a sound of war. You have different sounds. Different blasts mean different things. Watch this. It says, the Israelites silently marching around their city. They understood that judgment was near. It's Joshua 2, 9 through 11. They understood that judgment was soon to come. What is God saying tonight? You're praying in the spirit. You're praying. You're fasting. It's in the notice to Satan that judgment is near. That God is about to judge him based on us. God is about to deal with our enemy. Y'all, when he say be quiet, that means be quiet. Quit talking about it. Quit complaining about it. And the thing that get me is people, well, how you doing? Well, I ain't complaining about it, but you know I'm just good. Well, yeah, you are. Don't mention it. Don't mention. Can I help y'all? Don't mention what you're going through this week. Don't mention what you're struggling with. Don't mention well, I just came. I'm sick of it. Don't be Jasmine. Be quiet. Be quiet. You know when you're going to talk about it? When I get on my knees. And when I get on my knees, I'm talking about it in my heavenly language, not in my natural tongue. Because my spirit, this is why we pray in tongues, because my spirit man knows what my spirit needs. So I'm like, God help me, God help me, God can you, God can. Yes, he can. It ain't no God can you. God can do anything he want to do but fail. Says, watch this. When I pray in my heavenly language, my spirit and God is having a conversation that Dr. 3 don't know. Because guess what? They know what I need better than I know. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pray in the spirit and trust him to work it all out. Because he already know. Okay. Says, because they were silent, their enemies got nervous. Could it be? Watch this, Fontella. Your enemy ain't nervous because you're talking too much. I already know what you're going to do. I already know what you're going through. Oh, you said you're sick? Okay, well, guess I'm going to pour some more on. Thank you. Oh, you complaining? Keep on complaining. Because everything you complain about, that'll Satan say, you know what? Because I can hear you too, so I'm just going to make that go and happen. But when I'm moving in silence, and I'm fasting, and I'm praying in my heavenly language, and I'm talking to the Lord about it in my heavenly language, I'm allowing him to do the work. So I ain't got to do a whole lot of talking. I would say stuff like, God got me. If God be for me, who can be against me? Watch it. So it says, Satan was very aware. Listen, so even in this season where you are now, in this fast and this praying season, and we talking about overtaking and moving in silence, and guess what? Satan is very aware that you're about to overtake. Why do you think he's throwing everything? Everything, the closer you get, the closer you get to breakthrough, the more he try to throw to get you. If I can just get him distracted, if I can just get him to turn their back right now, if I can just get him to slip up right now, if I can just let him call her right now while she feeling like, oh, yeah. That's how Satan do. Catch you at your most vulnerable when somebody that set you off. Here he come. Girl, I would just go on and do whatever. Girl, you know, shit, that's why I said ain't no whole lot of talking this week. Ain't no on the phone. You know, don't call me, call Jesus. How about that this week? You know, because let me stay right here. Says the main focus of them marching around, watch, they not silent. But if you notice, he said, put the Ark of the Covenant there. Why did he say that? Why? When we just said, you never take the Ark of the Covenant in battle. But God already told Joshua, you're really not going in battle, because I'm telling you, I just need you to do what I'm telling you. You already gonna overtake and overthrow and get everything and then some. It's not a battle you're going in. Watch this. But the central point is this Ark of the Covenant. Why was that important? Can y'all just drop in the chat? The Ark. A-R-K. The Ark. The Ark of the Covenant. Watch it. It says, the central feature of the procession was the Ark of the Covenant. It is mentioned 11 times in this one chapter. Why? Why was that important? Says, watch this. Because the Ark represents the presence of God. Ooh, Jesus. The Ark represents the presence of God. Before I can overtake, his presence must be made manifest. Ooh, Jesus. His presence must be made manifest. Watch this. It says the Ark represented his holiness. The Ark represents his relationship with me. Okay. Before I can overtake, watch this. Before I can overtake, go in, break down these walls. These walls must crumble. But guess what? Before these walls crumble, I got to have the Ark of the Covenant with me. What is the Ark of the Covenant with me? His presence. My relationship with him must be intact. Watch this. And his holiness must be evident, not only in that Ark, but in my life. Ooh, Jesus. Watch this. It says the Ark represented God's divine protection and his guidance. Watch this. And as last point, not last point, but last thing that the Ark does, says as you're marching around these walls all these times, and you ain't opening your mouth, but you better be thinking. The Ark represents atonement for sins. So you got 6 days to get right while you're marching around. Be thinking, I want to be right. I want to be washed with hyssop that I might be clean. Purging I be whiter than snow. Oh God, created me a clean heart. Renew a right spirit in me. While I'm marching around this, do y'all hear this? Says it represents his atonement for your sin. Watch this. The power of them marching in silence when they facing adversity. Y'all, this is gonna bless you. Why do I need to keep my mouth shut? Y'all, this is good. Says, we must not overlook the possibility, listen to this, that the march around the city was another expression of God's grace, giving the people one last opportunity to repent. He's saying, your silence, you better be thinking about where you stand with me. Say, why y'all marching around this wall for 6 days? You better get right with me. Get right with God. While you marching, you better be getting right with me. It says, watch this. It says, when their obedience to God made them seem vulnerable. Watch this. Because when you're silent, y'all ever notice when a person get mad and they don't say nothing? They just sitting there looking, and you just going off, and they just looking. They ain't opening their mouth. They are a ticking time bomb. Y'all know people. Have you ever heard? I know y'all heard this when people say you got to watch them quiet ones. That look, me. Watch them quiet folk. Don't never say nothing. Just be sitting there looking at you all crazy. They're a ticking time bomb. Could you imagine marching around that wall 6 times? Ain't nobody saying nothing. I could only imagine that there was some taunting going on. Look at them marching around there looking crazy. Look at them. They ain't even saying nothing. Just looking all deep, looking all holier than thou. This what they saying about you. All deep, all spiritual. I mean, she don't never be saying it. Just be looking all like what you see. What you see now. What God say now. Holy roller. You ain't saying nothing. You just marching. Watch it. It says, during the 6 days, Israel was silent except for the sound of the trumpets. I can imagine that the silence of the army was often broken by taunts of the people watching from behind the wall. Watching from behind the wall. Trying to figure you out. So do you honestly think that in these 6 days, well, you ain't saying nothing? Satan think he winning because you ain't opening your mouth. So he throwing everything at you in the kitchen sink. And he probably laughing, look at her. She ain't got nothing to say. She don't know what to say. She getting scared. He getting nervous. And you ain't saying nothing. You just marching. You just marching. Going around that wall. Ain't opening your mouth. Watch this. And it says, Even though they are silent but dead. Woo, Jesus. Silent but deadly. Silent, but I'm a weapon of power. Silent, but as I keep walking, because I'm fasting and praying, so my spirit man getting real strong right about now. You just keep on, because my mom and them would tell you, they on here tonight, they'll tell you, I'm one of them people get so mad, I just start swinging. They be like, this child done beat her own self up swinging. Because I done sat there, and I done listened to you, and I done listened to you, and I done listened to you. But when I start swinging, you ain't getting, this prophetic. Watch this here. You're not getting a warning. You have them people that's, I'm because this is me. I'm gonna let you talk. You're gonna keep talking. You're gonna keep running your mouth. I ain't gonna say nothing. You look Titus talking, yep. Yeah, I ain't gonna say nothing. You're gonna keep running your mouth. Running your mouth. Running your mouth. You ain't even gonna see it coming. I'm just gonna jump up and start swinging. Can I prophesy tonight? That's where you are. All this week. Oh God, here we go. All this week, Tracy. I'm walking. I'm fasting. I'm praying. Satan doing everything he can. I'm just walking. I'm fasting. I'm praying. I'm walking. But when Sunday come, can y'all drop this in the chat? When Sunday come, I'm coming out swinging. When Sunday come, I'm about to recover all. When Sunday come, everything that the enemy thought he stole, I'm about to get it back and then some. I'm about to get it all back. When Sunday come, I'm coming out swinging. Watch this. It says, so 6 days. It says, so they marched around every day, one round. And it took them, watch this here, it took them a whole day to march around. Then they lay down. Get up the next morning, let's do it again. March around, lay down. Get up, day 3, let's do it again. For 6 days. Watch this. It says, walking around Jericho silent except for the sound of the trumpets. God gave Israel a closer look at Jericho. While you walking, pay attention. Oh, God, listen to this. It says, while they were walking, with another thing God was doing was giving Israel a close look at Jericho's impressive wall. He said, look at the wall. Oh, check it out. Look at how it's fortified. Look at how they got it locked down. They saw how difficult, watch this, they saw how difficult it would be to conquer the city through direct attack or siege. This sense of helplessness, watch this, y'all. I'm allowing y'all to see how hard it is. I'm allowing y'all to see how hard it is. I'm allowing y'all to see that every door is shut. You got so many no's that don't make sense right now. I'm allowing you to see that the enemy think he's winning. I want you to see it. Who is this for? Quit closing your eyes. I need you to look and see. It is difficult. I need you to look and see that it seems impossible. I need you to look and see that those walls are fortified. I need you to walk around, keep your mouth shut, but your eyes open. Who am I talking to? Drop it in the chat. My eyes, my mouth is shut, but my eyes are open. Woo, Jesus. Watch this. So it says here. It says, this sense of helplessness increased their sense of depending on God. Woo, God. When I'm weak, that's when it's strong. He said, look at the wall. Look at how big it is. Look at how thick it is. He said, it's impossible for you, but it is not impossible for me. I need you to depend on me. The more you march, the more you're going to depend. The more you see this obstacle, the more you're going to depend on me. Says, watch this. Keep your eyes open. Listen. Says they had the difficulty, and I'm done with this. This is my last part right here. They had the difficulty, watch this, always in front of their face. They saw it every day for 6 days straight. They saw it. They looked at it. They heard the taunting. They heard the people laughing at them. Oh, they look crazy. Look at them marching around. They ain't even saying nothing. What's wrong? And I could imagine that after a while, the Canaanites probably said, child, they ain't going to do nothing. Woo. So they saying about you. Look at her, still fasting, still praying, still sowing, still running to that church. Child, look at child, still all that. And she ain't got it yet. Keep talking. Because I'm coming Sunday. Okay, y'all. Sunday, I'm coming out swinging. I'm marching around this wall, and I'm looking at everything that the enemy thought he had against me. I'm looking at everything, every statement, every comment that said no. I'm looking at everything that said the odds are against me. I look like a statistic. I'm looking at it, but I know I'm not afraid because I'm depending on God. My mouth is shut. I ain't got no comment. What you think about Dr. I don't think nothing. My eyes are shut. My mouth is shut, but my eyes is wide open. Whoo, God. It says here, they had the difficulty of always seeing what was before them. Yet they kept on in simple faith going around the city all week. You must keep the faith. Keep going around the city all week, despite what it looked like, despite what he's throwing at you, despite what happened. You got to keep the faith. Faith says you can get in the habit. Watch this. And I'm going to close with this. I promise I'm closing with this. It says we can get in the habit of shutting our eyes when things become hard. I don't want to see it no more. I don't want to see it no more. He says, keep your eyes open. Keep your eyes open. Keep your eyes open. I need you to see it. Because the more you see it, the more you're going to depend on who. Listen, when you sow tonight, tag your seed. And I know some of you already sowed. Tag your seed. My eyes are open. You need to see it. It's going to increase your dependency on God. Keep your eyes open. You need to see how difficult it is. You need to see how hard it is. But one thing I love about this whole story, they were not just sitting waiting for a handout. They were doing everything that God told them to do. They were not sitting just waiting to see. Well, I hope somebody else come do something with the wall. I'm just going to sit back here and wait and see what happens. No, everybody marched with your mouth shut, with your eyes, y'all, with your mouth shut, with your eyes open. And what did he say? And have the Ark of the Covenant to go before you. That means my presence, God's presence, his holiness, his guidance, his protection. And in the meantime, I got to make sure that my relationship with him is right. My relationship with him is right. Listen, I thank you. Oh, but the thing been up here the whole time. I didn't even realize. I wish somebody had told me. I didn't mean to have that up here about sowing the entire broadcast. I did not mean to have that, but it's on the screen. So if this word has blessed you and you want to sow into this ministry, the information is on the bottom of the screen. If you're looking for somewhere to tithe, you are tithing and sowing into Absolute Fertile Soil. Many, you know, we do ministry in Pakistan. We do ministry in Africa, now Israel. Listen, we're trying to take the nation. Trying to prepare these people for God's return. And I'm so excited he chose this ministry to do it. Listen, your seed going into ground is going into absolute fertile soil. I decree and I declare that every seed sown, God will return it back to you 100-fold. We are in our week of fasting. Information is on my page. If you have not followed me, follow me. If you have not followed me on, I think the Sold Out is on Facebook. Elizabeth Threet. Pauline Threet is on Facebook. Follow us on YouTube because Facebook be acting up sometime. Follow us on YouTube, all the social media outlets. I will be back on here this week. I'm trying to see how many notes I got. Y'all, I promise y'all I got about 6 pages of stuff. I'm trying to get it all in before Sunday. But watch my page. I will let y'all know when I'm going live again. I'm sure it will be this week. But I love y'all. I decree and I declare that your sleep shall be sweet. Watch this, but you keep your eyes open. I love y'all. God bless you.